Hi guys, it's Norman Sullivan from Harrogate Lifestyle. It's the first Sunday in August in 2022. It's a beautiful day, so my wife and I have polished up the classic car and we've decided to take a run north, just a few miles north of where we live, to rural Angus, to the Glenisla car show. And it's absolutely fantastic. Never been here before. So we're quite high up in the Angus Glens here. And what happens, you drive around the corner and then all of a sudden you see a field full of cars. And as you drive in, if you're in a reasonably ordinary car, you get directed to the car park on the left. And if you're in anything different or anything old or anything that looks a bit special or a bit different, you get directed to the right into the show field. And one of the things that I'm really loving about this is the fact that there's no attempt to kind of sort things out or order things or put similar cars together. It's just find a space and park up. No prior application required, no form filling, and not even anything to pay. And as a result of that, we've got tractors, mixed in with classic cars, and 4x4s, and the only kind of sense of organisation is that the 4x4s, I'm guessing for practical reasons, have had to locate themselves on the top of the hill, because obviously some of the other cars would struggle to get there.
One of the things I love about classic car shows is how they remind me of the cars that I knew when I was growing up. There was a Lotus Cortina just like this in the village that I grew up in, and I didn't realise at the time just how fantastic a car they were. My mum always wanted a Morris Minor Traveller, but my brother actually had one of these and we always called it the Carlos Fandango Ford Escort because it had super wide wheels, just like in the advert at the time. My uncle was a big fan of the Triumph Dolomite and he had 2 or 3 of those, and my brother also had back in the day one of these Astra GTEs, which was a real hot hatch. He also had a cabriolet version of the Mark III Escort sitting next to it. That was a far cry from when he was growing up, however, when at the weekends he would hang out the back of one of these delivering messages for the local greengrocer. We also had one of these growing up and I remember going away on holiday in it. But this one, well, this was the first car that I actually crashed. It's a long story.
I'm now beside this Standard 10, and what attracted me to this particular car were 2 things. Firstly, the fact that it had a Caithness number plate on it, and I come originally from Caithness. But you see a lot of these SK numbers on cars that have nothing at all to do with the far north of Scotland, simply because there weren't that many of these numbers issued, because there weren't that many cars in the far North Highlands. So there's a lot of them now have just been sold as private number plates. So the number plate was the first thing that attracted to me. And then when I spoke to the gentleman who owns it, he confirmed that this car did actually come from Caithness. And the second thing that I really liked about it is the fact that my dad had one of these back in the day, a long time ago, when he used to run the local army cadets in the village that we grew up in, and he used to run all the kids who lived out in the countryside into the village that we lived in to the army cadets, and he would have 9, 10 children in the back of one of these cars in the front seat in the days before we had rules about seat belts and the number of legal seats and things like that, when it wasn't considered a bad thing to do. In fact, in his mind, I'm sure it was a very good thing to do. So very real car. And the other thing I love about it is it's still in an unrestored state. And anybody who's a similar age to me will remember that is what car engine bays actually looked like in the 60s and the 70s. Lovely Standard 10.
Classic tractors are a really big deal in the northeast of Scotland, and there were quite a few of them on display today. And there were also a lot of bikes. I'm not really into motorbikes, but there were some really nice machines on display. And quite a few really quite different cars. And again, one of the great things with not having to apply to come to this show, but just turning up on the day, is you got people coming along who don't normally attend these shows because they simply can't be bothered applying, or because they've got a car that's so unique it doesn't necessarily fit into any one particular category. We also loved the fact that this was a really interactive show. There were no barriers between the cars and the visitors, and people were happy to talk to you about their vehicles and happy to explain how they got them and tell you how much they cost to look after and let you sit in them, and it was just a really, really nice way to spend some time. Unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to speak to the owner of this beautiful Martini emblazoned MGB GT, or the owner of this similarly emblazoned Alfa Romeo, so I don't know what their racing pedigree is. But I did spend quite a lot of time speaking to the owners of some of these military vehicles, in particular the number of Willys Jeeps that were present. It's a vehicle that I've always loved and one that I would like to own at some stage in my life. Another vehicle that I'd love to own, and that I have come very close to owning in the past, is an MGA Roadster, and this beautiful example came and parked next to us today, and I think that's just a beautiful car. Also loved seeing this tartan-clad Reliant Robin today, and it did make me wonder what the rates of income tax and VAT would be in an independent Scotland, but that's maybe getting a bit too political. It's just a really interesting, nice curio of a car. My Uncle Jesson had a Morris Minor when we were growing up, and one of my favourite memories is still going away for picnics to northwest Sutherland in it as children, with as many members of the family as we could get packed into it to eat hot boiled egg sandwiches that were always full of sand, but just really, really magical memories. And the other thing that brought those memories back, when I stuck my head in the window of this car and smelt the smell of the old vinyl seats, and it just all comes flooding back. And that's one of the things I love about old cars.
Still a beautiful day here, and I have managed to find a couple of the organisers of today's event. So with me today I have got
Liz
and
Sharon.
And what do you guys do?
We are the chairperson and the secretary of the Glenisla Classic Vehicle Club.
Listen, first thing, can I just say, what a brilliant event.
It is, yes.
And well done on the weather.
I know.
No, it was specially ordered.
But you
ordered.
did. Listen, I know a lot of people who could benefit from those kind of skills.
It's the contacts.
It's a contact.
Yep, it's a free annual barbecue and meet up, and we do road runs for cars, any kind of car, and then there's a separate one for tractors and four-wheel drives
that do off-road.
And then we've got for motorbikes as well, and anybody is welcome. You don't have to pre-book, you just come along. We advertise mostly on Facebook and word of mouth from all the members, and it's just
a really good day. Yeah. We have judging panels for tractors, for 4x4s, classic cars and bikes, and then there's a small prize at the end with a rosette to say first, second, whatever.
And we also do a member of the public, just anybody, gets asked to pick the vehicle, anything that they would like to take home, and they get a special prize. It's a plate that's made up.
Fantastic.
And we also give a free burger. You can come, you get a free burger, and all we say is buy a raffle ticket.
That's it. You know, we were stunned. We stood in the queue to get a burger, and my wife was amazed when somebody said, "No, it's free. Just buy a raffle ticket."
That's it.
Which is fantastic. And you know, because things are tight just now for a lot of people. And this is just fantastic that you're doing it. What are you raising funds for?
It's just for the club itself.
For the club?
To help subsidise our outings and meets
and this.
And this.
Yes.
And you do this every year?
Yes.
And is it always the first Sunday in August?
It is.
First Sunday in August. You heard it here first. If you're in Scotland or you're in this neck of the woods, I cannot but recommend coming along to
the Glenisla Vehicle Club. Classic Vehicle
Club. I should know, I'm secretary.
Thanks so much for your time there, ladies. Do you know, to let you into a little secret, the ladies weren't keen to talk because they said, I'm not sure that we'll know what to say. When we went to, I said, guys, you are professionals. So thanks so much for the time. Look at this beautiful combination, by the way, that was there today. And what I didn't get a chance to film is the fantastic air suspension system that allows the car to go up and down so beautifully. What an absolutely gorgeous combination. Even more gorgeous was this beautiful guy who became a new friend today. This is Bruiser, and he's a wire-haired fox terrier. And I grew up with wire-haired fox terriers, and we've always had them, and we lost our last one just a couple of years ago. So it was lovely to see Bruiser, a beautiful, friendly, wire-haired fox terrier that again just brings back really, really lovely memories.
So there you are, Glenisla. The cars are starting to leave here now, as it's later in the afternoon. What a beautiful location for a car meet. And absolutely no hassle, no forms or anything else. Just turn up and enjoy yourself. God willing, we will definitely be back. Stay safe, guys, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Sorry folks, the other guy seemed to be getting quite emotional there for a second or two. But on a serious note, if you've enjoyed the video, as always, please do like it, and please do like and follow our channel, Higher Ground Lifestyle. We're only doing these videos for fun, but hopefully you enjoy them. If you want to tell us what you'd like to see, please let us know, and we'll do everything we can to help. In the meantime, stay safe, look after yourselves.